Have you ever heard of ClickUp? Well, today's your lucky day. You're about to learn a whole lot about it and how it is going to make your business a ton more money. Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the Morning Entrepreneur. And like I just said, you're probably wondering, Harrison, how on earth could a software make me more money? Well, their claim to fame is that they are going to save you one business day per week. That's incredible. You work 5 days, they're telling you you're going to get a sixth. Essentially, that's the way I look at it, at least. So we're going to be jumping into my computer in a minute. I'm going to be covering literally everything you need to know, and there's going to be a nice little tutorial at the end. This is going to be a longer video. I'm probably going to put some timestamps down below, so go grab those. Those will drastically increase your user experience. Now, if you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're looking to grow your business or just be more efficient online. So, ClickUp is a project management tool. It's the best tool. But ultimately, our goal today is to go through this, talk about everything from how to use it, pricing, why you might want to use it, and how it's literally the best one on the market. Now, I'm only saying that because I have literally tested a dozen plus project management softwares, and ultimately, they all suck except probably two, and I love this one way more than the other one. So I want to share that with you guys. I want to share with you guys how we use it at my agency, how you can use it. Now, if you're looking to move something from a spreadsheet into a Gantt chart, or you want to put a little checklist together, have other people log into it, it's ultimately the chef's kiss, the bee's knees. You know, I don't know any other terms for that. So we're going to dive right in here, and we are going to go through this entire program. So right off the bat, boom, save one day every week, guaranteed. That is crazy. So I actually do believe this because it literally saves so much time. And when you actually use it correctly, it is literally a cash producing machine. I can't even begin to tell you like how incredible it really is because it just does everything. So you go in, obviously they want you to put your email in, so you subscribe, you get a bunch of emails, but who cares about that, right? The one app to replace them all. And now I really thought that this was like a joke, but it's not. It really is that good. So free forever, no credit card. That is a true statement. I have yet to find a reason to upgrade to the paid versions. However, we're going to be covering everything today. So you got to-do lists, project management, documents and wikis, spreadsheets, emails, events. By the way, I feel like I need to include this in here. They are exploding as a company, and they're constantly dropping massive new updates. So if you're watching this in the future, chances are pretty good that everything that I'm talking about is going to be extremely relevant. However, some of the interfaces may have changed, and they might have even added more functionality. I've been using ClickUp now for probably about a year, and it is an absolute game changer. They have done so much this platform. It is absolutely incredible. So you get emails, events, reminders, goal tracking, time tracking, screenshots and recording, resource management, comments and chat. And that's it. I mean, it's just a couple things if you really think about it, right? I'm up here. I need to move myself. I'm sorry. I feel at home down in this bottom corner here, and I'm going to make myself a little bigger. But that is ultimately it. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. It's kind of silly. I mean, who would have just thought, hey, we're just going to go put every business out of business under the sun that sells software? And this is probably my absolute favorite part. Even before we get into how to use it, this is the best, like literally the best. So you have your list view, you have your board view, you have your box view, calendar view, Gantt chart. I'm sure most people are familiar with Gantt charts. Your embed view, which I haven't quite used yet. I just haven't found a need for it, but I totally see why people would use it. You have your form view, you have your doc view, you have your chat view, which is also quite nice. I would argue to say that this is far better than its competitor. We have your activity view, you have your mind maps. Also, probably one of my favorite features and definitely underutilized in my agency, but we'll get to that later. Now, we're also going to be covering your timelines, your workload, and your timetables, and last but not least, your map view. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. It literally does everything. Like, oh my God. If you're like, hey, if there's one app that you need for every business, it's this. I mean, it's like, hey, Trello's from the Stone Age, Basecamp's from the Stone Age, Monday.com is like probably its closest competitor, and Airtable, and everybody else belongs in the graveyard because they're awful compared to this program. It's kind of crazy when you really think about it. And like, look at this. It's just like, hey, yeah, we're literally better than all of you. So I mean, it's just wild, right? Like, here's your features, your statuses. I think the person that may have made this website might have been way too hyped up on rainbow sprinkles because there's so many colors. But I think that's also part of like what I like about it is I'm normally like the kind of guy that likes things a little more dull, but I feel like it just works here. And I'm gonna just skip a lot of this. This is kind of crazy. I mean, thousands of integrations, you name it, it integrates with it. I literally have yet to find a software that most people use that doesn't integrate with ClickUp. It's actually kind of insane. So now that we've kind of covered what it does, how it works, we're going to be covering pricing. So literally free forever, and it offers two-factor authentication, which you literally have to pay for all the time otherwise. 100 megabytes of storage, which really isn't much, but that's only if you're storing documents in here. Now you have unlimited tasks, unlimited members, two-factor authentication, and then you got your pricing. So if you buy per year, $60 a person, it's $5 a month. If you buy for each month, it's $10 per person. So $9. I'm sure there's tax on there. If there's not, I mean, still, you're talking about what, $10 if I'm doing my math right for a year if you pay monthly, or just pay the $60 and get it, get it that way. Now they do offer additional plans. You have your business and then you have your enterprise. So why would you need to have your business plan? If you're doing single sign-ons, if that's really it, your goals, your goal folder, you have private, protected, and default views, which is quite nice. All dashboard widgets. There are some locked. I have still yet to really, and look, I'm a smaller business, but for most people, I feel like what they offer under their free and even on their unlimited plan is kind of ridiculous. And then the enterprise level, you're just getting, it's just a full package. It's literally everything they offer, right? They're never going to stop anything. And you could go through the comparison here, right? You could either pause this video right now or keep watching. So, I mean, you could go through, figure out what's right for you. I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see. Like, look at that stuff. Yeah, that's how I need to do it. Look at that stuff. Look at all these green check marks. Aren't they so pretty? Okay, great. Now that we've covered pricing, that's literally, I don't want to say the most boring thing, but it's, it is what it is. The only limitation that I have found with my agency, just because we're not that big and we quite honestly haven't found a need to upgrade, it's not that we're against it, it's just we literally haven't found a reason, is it does offer 5 spaces. If you're working on some massive, massive projects, it is kind of nice to have unlimited spaces, and I will show you guys that in one moment. So I'm going to swap over my screen here to my other screen where I'm actually logged into ClickUp, because as you can tell, I'm in incognito mode, so I didn't have to log out because I'm lazy. Boom. Just like that. We're in ClickUp. That's it. That's how we do it. Truth be told, we haven't been using it as much as we used to use it, probably not that long ago. It's just summertime. We've kind of like dialed it back a little bit in our business, so we haven't been aggressively using it. But I want to share with you guys everything that I think is worth covering in here. So the legacy home screen, which honestly, I wasn't against it. It looked really nice. So you have all of these different areas in here. You can customize, add things to it. Really kind of go crazy. I kind of dig the new home screen. It seems a little nicer. The GUI people over there, great job. Or the user experience, great job. You can add tasks over here. So if you have really important tasks, if you're going through somebody's website, you're working on something actively, you could go in here and actually check them off, right? It's really that easy. You have your trending, what's going on in your business, right? And then you have my work. So currently, I don't have anything scheduled to me right now because I'm kind of working on a handful of other projects helping other people on my team here. But you could go through, you'd be able to add those, you'd be able to add a task right down in the bottom right, which I'm currently covering. I will be showing you guys how to add a task in a moment. But there you go. You get the add task feature, which is quite nice. And I'm going to bump this up a little bit so you guys can see it here. And ultimately, you're just going to be able to create a task just like you would in anywhere else. So you can create it in a list, right? You could add it to reoccurring tasks, projects, content ideas. Now, for the sake of this, I'm not going to be going through or better yet, all of my projects, because that would be kind of a violation of all of what we do for our customers. But I do want to share with you guys what we offer and how we help people using this software. So that is your homepage right when you log in. This is normally loaded with stuff, but like I said, we've just kind of been crushing it lately. You have your calendar, which I really do like, and it does integrate with your existing calendar. So if you needed to schedule something or you wanted to pull this in here, you absolutely can. Also, notice the fact that it says Office and Zoom, right? Those are 2 integrations that I have. Now, I have it for my email. I don't have it for the calendar setup. And I also have it for Zoom that I can send an invite right through here, and it just works so freaking well. Now, you could also hide things, which I also really, really do like. How to get it back, haven't quite figured that one out yet. And then you have your little boxes down here, so you can pin things, record, clip, track, right? pin all these areas, and then you could just create that task right from here. They like make it so easy to put things in the system so you don't forget. You also have anything going on, so the most recent mentions that I have yet to acknowledge, even though that both of these are done, you can go through here, you can go through and complete them. So you have your calendar view, right, which is where we're just looking. You have your agenda, which is what's going on. If you have created an agenda, that would all populate here. Now you guys are probably wondering, well, Harrison, who cares? This feature alone is probably worth its weight in gold, and that's your notification. So this is, once it loads, it's been loading a little slow today, but once it loads, it's going to pull up an entire list of everything going on in your business. It is so nice. So you're going to be able to see like, hey, this is overdue. And that's the beautiful part about it, right? Open to close. We can migrate these. We can adjust these. When did it go out, right? So May probably needs to be closed at some point, but they are reoccurring tasks. So they're just going to keep creating themselves over and over and over again. That is the beautiful part about it. Like this alone, this feature of seeing your notifications and being able to go through and say, oh, like, what do I need to do today, right? You can go in and close it, right? Reoccurring task created starts every single month, whether or not we close them out. We've closed out most of them. So in here you have your pulse, which is just kind of like the like what's going on in the company. That's really it. It just shows you, hey, like when people are online, like when are they using it? So we had 2, 4, and 10 o'clock at night. Currently it's 10 o'clock at night here. But as more people use it through your company, just more stuff happens, right? Like I said, it's summertime. We've been a little slower, which is why I can make all these videos, because I'm making videos like a fiend. Then you have your goals. This is brand new. Now this was never here when I first got the software. So this is going to be a first for us, but you could create a goal, right? You're going to be able to go through owner who has access to the goal, and basically you can pick your company. And then if we scroll all the way down, you have your date for it, and then you have your description of the goal. So if you wanted to hit goals, you wanted to measure your goals, this is exactly where to be. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because a lot of businesses actually create goals. This was brand new. This is probably in their last couple updates, because this is the first time I'm seeing this. Goals are great because a lot of people put things on paper and ultimately either forget about it or it goes on the calendar, and then it's, this is something like, hey, we hit this goal. It's done. That is the beautiful part about it. Then you have show less. And if you guys have been with me for a while, you probably realize like, whoa, this is totally different than it was last time. Yes, last time I did a ClickUp video was a while ago, and it looks very, very different. I'm just going to move myself over here in the corner. And then you have your favorites. So you'd be able to add your favorites here. I don't have favorites just because we're on the free plan. There's just not enough stuff that we could possibly create that would make it worth us having favorites. But we can go to our spaces here, and we have website builds, reoccurring tasks, projects, and content ideas. Now, in this case, I'm just going to pull up content. I'm actually going to make a whole brand new space. Let's just do it. You, me, we're going to make one right now. So you're going to be able to go in here. You're going to be able to create a new space. And now, once again, in the free version, you get 5 free spaces. In the paid versions, you get unlimited. So in this case, I'm just going to write, like, you have your templates. This is the most beautiful. This is just, it's so good. You can go through here and you could just pick whatever you want. Like if you have something that you've already used, waterfall management, agile management, single sprints or simple sprints, agile management full, right? You have student. I mean, it just comes with a ton of pre-filled areas. You can also create a template, which is what we have here, website build. Turns out we never actually needed it. You just make one area and just keep adding and completing. You could go through here. These are your spaces. You can go to folders if you want a certain kind of folder that you can make. If you want a list, right? And if you want to just go like from scratch, create it, you're going to be able to go in here, right? You're going to be able to hit your company, better yet. In this case, you'll see it here. Now, if you don't want any templates, it will. It's going to kick you out. Hold on, guys. You're going to be able to create a space here, which is going to be, in this case, we'll just do content creation. And every space is going to be different. So in my opinion, the way I would use it is you're going to have each space be for some kind of objective. So if you have a marketing plan, the marketing plan. If you have a social media plan, social media plan. If you have a video plan, video plan. These are all different areas that you're going to want to create as spaces. If you start to add them, and you'll see why, in the wrong way. I like coffee. Let's just go a nice orange cup of coffee here. And then this is cool. So you can have a private or you can have a company based, right? So you can do that. And then it comes in with more templates that you can pick from. So custom marketing, content, normal, website build, which is what we built, Kanban, and Scrum. So in this case, I'm going to just put content in here. And this is the most beautiful part about it. It has statuses. So what's being worked on, right? And you can adjust these, right? Maybe it's a month. Maybe it is a different setup. Maybe it's a different, like, hey, maybe you just have a different process in here, right? That's ultimately the best part about it. You can just go through all of these, and then it's always going to make you have a closed option. The closed option just means it's completed. You can always change the name of it, and then you're going to be able to go in here. You can hit next, and I'm just going to use content. And now this is probably the best part about it. So if you want to turn off everything, you turn off everything. If you want to turn on all of them, you can turn on everything but work in progress limits. This is what is required to upgrade, right? Like, it's literally, I don't know why people would pay for this. It's so good. Obviously, people have bigger businesses, but you have priority sprints, email tags. Now, if you forget to add one of these, you can always go back and add it down the road. Don't worry about it, but I would just recommend just turn them all on. It's just going to make your life easier. However, if you know that, like, hey, there's an area that you can't have rescheduled, then turn off rescheduling dependencies or dependency warnings if you are worried about incomplete warnings, right? You could always turn these off, and if you really want to lock somebody in, this is exactly how you would do it. Then you're going to hit next, and this is another area where you can go and enable all of these different views. So if there's a map, a calendar view, activity views, Gantt charts, right? You have your table, you have your workload, timetable, mind map, and then you have your box. But this is a upgraded feature, I should say. And then you have your default views if there's anything in here that you want to see, right? View, new views only, required views, and view. Every single one's going to have its own area. You have to go through them. It's way too much for me to just cover in one video. And then you just hit create space, and then it's done. I mean, that is the beauty of it. Now, obviously, the hard work comes in where you'd have to go through and create a bunch of these little areas. Now, I am going to show you guys just some of the little areas that we've been working on. I'm going to just go up to website build so you guys can see a general idea of what we're working on. So in here, you can have a list of what's going on. So on hold, right, monthly recurring, set up Google, final changes, mobile cleanup, manual review, store build out, basic layout, and then in contact. These are all different areas that we use. Now, I like the board view. In my opinion, it just makes it so much easier to just drag across, but that's not always the case. So, and then you also have your calendar view. Now, the calendar view only works, and a lot of the additional views only work if you go in and you actually put in the information. So in this case, right, you have your markup link, your Dropbox link, useful tools, right, color palette finder. We go through here, free stock images. When we work with somebody, this is kind of how we onboard them and let them know, hey, this is what we got going on. Do you want to work with it? I shouldn't say, do you want to work with it? This is what you need. Now, you can leave comments. You can actually share out this link with the person. You can leave comments along the way, which is so nice because it schedules, it'll just all in sequential order. You don't have to do any digging. Who did what, when they did it, when it was changed, when it was updated. You have your create date, you have your time tracker, so all you have to do is just press it and do your work. And then when you're done, you stop, and it'll flag your time for you. Then you have your estimated tasks. So if you wanted to create a task where it was a certain amount of time, you could do it there, and then a due date. So we do use due dates for a lot of our reoccurring tasks, but websites, because they require so many revisions, it's very difficult to require a due date on there. Now, on there, you can go through. You can actually push it all the way through if you wanted to. Now, in this case, I know that this website happens to be done, so this works out very well. Final changes, and it'll literally cycle through everything. Google Setup, complete in Wix, right? It's actually at complete in Wix. I have to go complete it in Wix. But, I mean, that's all updated now. Now there's I'm getting email notifications about all of this. You can edit tags, and you could do dependencies. So what is it dependent on? Waiting on, blocking, tasks. I mean, the freedom is kind of crazy. This is an overview video. If I went through and did every single feature, we'd be here till, I want to say tomorrow, but tomorrow's not that far away. It's 11 o'clock now. So you can go through here, and this is another beautiful part. And you could create a nearly unlimited amount of subtasks. So if I wanted to do a homepage, right? You could add a homepage. If I wanted to add about us, I don't even know, gallery, contact, right? You'd be able to create all of these. So as this person is completing it, in this case it's my buddy Billy, he can go through and flag all of these as done. And each one of these has their own little sub area. So you could really drill down and say, hey, this should take 20 minutes or a half hour or 45 minutes, right? you can go through and you can go and do all of these different tasks. And then you have to do, contact, idea gathering, and then set to complete. And then it's done, right? And then it goes in here as done. And let me close this out so you guys can see. And you'll be able to see the one completed, which is the home page. Nice little strike through it. You could also rename any of these if you ever needed. There's a 3 dots. The 3 dots, you have to be careful because they could be very deceiving. They are loaded with information. So convert to task, move subtask, dependencies, duplicate, merge, archive. You're going to have to go through them all. I mean, it's a lot, right? You could store it in tray, copy URL, copy task, rename, create subtask, email, and then delete if you wanted to delete anything. And you could just go through and make a nearly unlimited amount. You want to assign somebody else, you just drag somebody else in here. I mean, it's that easy. Set it as a priority. Urgent, high, normal, low, right? If you know something's got to get done, this is where you would share out the link with your person who you are looking to work with. In this case, we share it out with our customers. And then you have your task area here. So template, I mean, I'm just going to let you read them all. You might want to pause the video for a moment. It's just a lot. I mean, there's no way to put it. I mean, there's no way to dodge that bullet. It's just a lot of stuff in here. So now that we've kind of covered that, I do want to cover dashboards. I don't have my dashboard set up because this is a newer dashboard. It didn't look like this back in the day, but just as it's so simple. It's so silly simple. Add widget. Here you go. Now you have to be careful because this is where you're getting into the more paid features. You're going to start to hit some bumps in the road, right? So bar chart, if you wanted to see this, you are going to have to pay a little more money. More money. It's free right now. But you'll see the little business flags on here. But you can see the task list, workload status, chat, task by assignee, text block, and then you can go through. I mean, some of it will work and some of it won't work, but this is probably the best spot if you're a marketing manager, if you're a manager of any project, if you are the business owner and you want to see what's going on. This is exactly where you would do it. Time tracking, time reporting, this is all in the paid plans. You have your tables, task list, completed report, right? And once again, it's just something that we really haven't spent much time on, because why would you? This is nice. You do have a type form that you can create in here. It's almost like Airtable where you can accept submissions and forms on here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful product. And then you'd have your documents in here. So you can add new documents in here, right? What's the document? Add it all into ClickUp. It's kind of self-explanatory from that part out. That's really it. That's your 20-minute digest of the entire platform. I make it seem way simpler than it is. It's a lot in there, and it's fun to play with. Everything works well. It loads quickly, although it didn't load quickly when I first started this video. The irony of that. But it's overall just a phenomenal platform. You have your settings, import, people, right? I will probably be putting a link down below if anybody wants to help support the channel and needs this software. You have your spaces, integrations, template center, trash, my settings, notifications, and you can add people, restrict however you need. It just works so friggin' well. And then they have dark mode. I'm a big fan of dark mode. I pretty much live in dark mode on every browser. So that's it. That's everything that you need to know about ClickUp. That's exactly how you would use it. It'll walk you through when you get in there on how to do all your integrations. It's so well made. And I'm not just saying that because it's like, oh, I plugged the referral. Literally, the people that built this thought so much about their end user. It's incredible, and I'm beyond happy that I use it. I'm beyond happy at how well it works. And honestly, if you're even thinking about getting a project management software for free, this blows 90% of them out of the water. And their paid version just takes the cake. It's easily the best project management software out there. I don't foresee anybody else coming out with a better one for a very long time. I'm so serious when I say that. It is something we use all the time at my agency. And you get a phone app. You get email notifications. You can get push notifications. I mean, what else do you want, right? Do you want to go to space? It's not gonna, okay? But it does everything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys did, I mean, dominate that like button. Appreciate that. Subscribe, notify, and I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.